What's up, Foxtrotters? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. Maybe consider subscribing before you leave today if you're interested in anti-MLM content, Reddit, or a combination of the two. If you're returning, hello, it's nice to see you all again. You guys look great. Yes, you person who is finally putting that giant nail polish collection to good use. Who knew you actually had so many colors? You and your nails look great. Alright, I hope everybody's ready for an r/anti-MLM video. I'm so excited to bring this to you guys today. So without too much blah blah blah, let's just go ahead and get into the good stuff. Real quick mom's fridge update. So over the last couple of weeks, I have received a ton for me, of incredible fan art, and it is all so amazing, and I need to take some time to kind of go through it and give everybody the credit that they deserve. So expect to see some of that in upcoming videos. Alright, on to the MLM stuff. Well, anti-MLM stuff. Okay. We are hitting the ground running, folks. Eavesdropped on a Hun pitching her opportunity in TJ Maxx. My wife and I ended our relationship with Amway and the worldwide group training system recently, so this is the first time hearing a message drop / sharing your narrative since we left. Since we haven't been a part of Amway, life has been so much more enjoyable, and that's exactly how our day was going until I heard two ladies talking, and one of them did that fake laugh with a hint of anxiety and fear as she shakily continues her deceptive business developer pitch. I'm pretty terrible at recalling conversations, lol, but it's the same old pitch structures that WWG teaches its downline. I started listening right after the icebreaker about linens and bedding, and it did a hard shift into what the other lady did for work. Stay-at-home mom with 2 kids. Anytime the conversation developed from something away from what the lady did with her kids or what her goals were, it was just shoved back to what the Hun wanted to talk about. What irritates me the most is that it's all the same conversation that never develops organically. It's always this very unnatural progression into forcing the other person to talk about a pain point or manipulating a perspective into what the MLM person wants so that they can use it as ammo to trick people. Luckily, the lady being prospected said no twice and the Hun left. The whole situation triggered my anxiety, but it may have been for the better. The city I live in now is where a few of the largest WWG diamonds live, so there were quite a few IBOs that we ran into when we moved here, right before the quarantine hit. With that said, I know our exposure to them will be more often as people start to shop more. The plan my wife and I have is to keep our ear to the ground when we're out shopping and sweep in after we hear one of these conversations go down. Basically, go up to the person that believed what the MLM person had pitched and explain what is really going on. With information so readily available against MLM companies, I personally feel the time we're in now will start to be the digression of people involved with these scams. But for the people that haven't heard of it yet or believe their MLM is different from others, I just can't sit by and watch someone potentially get sucked into this terrible culture that ruins lives. Wow, okay, first of all, I'm just so glad that you and your wife got out. To me, that's wonderful. That's automatically 2 less people being scammed. And I like how you said that your life already is just so much better, and that's wonderful. I do have a little concern and trepidation about you guys putting yourselves out there to potentially, I don't know, get exposed to more stressful situations, cause more anxiety. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't necessarily know if that's the right thing to do. However, if it truly makes you feel better to be able to kind of make amends possibly, then go for it, I guess. Just, do it safely. Make sure it's a safe place and time to do such a thing. But I mean, honestly, that's a good thing to do, I guess, in the end, because a lot of those people who encounter like a Hun, say at Target, and they're trying to buy, frozen berries to make smoothies, and then an Herbalife representative approaches them and tries to sell them on their smoothies. I can see how that would be a really important, pivotal moment, for someone to come up and be like, hey, I overheard what you guys were talking about, and I'm not trying to be weird, and apologies if it is coming off weird, but I used to work for a company very similar, and I just got to tell you it was really sketchy, and I wouldn't recommend it, and that's pretty simple, but I don't know, like I said, mixed feelings on that, because I don't necessarily want you guys to have to put yourselves out there like that, especially after you've been through so much already. But anyways, congrats to you on getting out of the whole thing. I'm so glad for you guys for that. A girl I've known for a couple of years but didn't message much joined an MLM recently. After liking a photograph of her son on Facebook, she sent me these. The second one within 10 hours of me saying no to the first offer.
Hi, thanks for liking my post. I know it's not a lot, but I'm trying to boost my business. Would you be interested in buying any of the products? XXXX.
No, sorry, XX.
Okay, XX.
Not 10 hours later.
Hey babe, I just wanted to pop you a message because I've noticed you're really active on Does It Even Matter What I Say Next? No, it doesn't, but the point is that I messaged you within 10 hours because I can't take a hint or be bothered to check my past text messages. That's just a lot of work.
Wait, what?
Get your kit. The Nurse Starter Kit is free with the purchase of your first 10 piercing earrings, $98. The Nurse Starter Kit has all the marketing and technical materials to begin your piercing business with Rowan.
Okay, so if you heard that, you were probably like, wait a minute. Is this an ear piercing MLM? Yes, it is. It is real. It is a real thing, and they're actually selling this. And you might be wondering, are you sure? Are you sure? Yes. Okay, here it is. I googled the company. Rowan Nurse Starter Kit pops up immediately. And for the record, anything that uses, I think I have to say the term piercing devices, because the other word might get me demonetized. But you know, the ear piercing pew pew, that thing, you know, if anything involves that, piercing with that, don't do that. If you want to get your ears pierced or your kids' ears pierced, please take them or yourself to a reputable place that actually does piercings with an actual like hollow point needle. It's just so much more sterile, and your piercing won't have all the extra scar tissue. It'll heal faster. Just so many things that are so much better, and this makes me so mad, and this is horrible. Why do legitimate companies cheapen their brand by allowing themselves to be sold by MLMs? I mean, my guess would be money. I feel like the answer is usually money, unfortunately. Okay, so Splish Splash, perfect for hot days. Avon's Aqua Bomb Moisturizer is refreshing, cooling, and ultra lightweight. Plus, it provides serious hydration without leaving your skin feeling sticky. Need more hydrating power? Try the luxurious moisturizing bomb by Believe the True Cream Aqua Bomb, $50. Okay, time to make a confession. Okay, back in my late 20s, I thought I was a fancy like makeup skincare person when I had financially no business being that person. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I actually went and I bought this face cream on 2 separate occasions. Gosh, that's so embarrassing to say out loud. On 2 separate occasions, I bought this exact lotion, but this was well before it was Avon ever. It was sold at Sephora. It was a few years ago, so before this time. But I'm just mainly embarrassed that I spent that much money on a tiny little jar. Did I say tiny? A tiny little jar of face cream. Sure, it worked, but like, come on. So I guess the fact that it's now being sold by Avon just kind of puts the nail in that coffin for me. Found this Amway graveyard in my new place, complete with their instructions on stain removal. Wow, that stuff is vintage. It's probably as old as me, if not older. I feel like some of those chemicals probably aren't even legal to use anymore or to put in products, but whatever. I think I mentioned maybe in one of my ancient videos, one of my first round of videos, that my parents actually had a run-in with Amway. Not that they joined or anything like that, but they had some close family friends who did join Amway, and that was back when it was, I think they had switched to their name for a while to like Quick Star or something different than what they actually use. I'll have to research that at some other time. Anyway, and they got my parents got suckered into hosting a party for them, for their Amway products. And their friends have since, it's a lot, that was back in the 90s. So they have all since gotten out of the whole thing. And it's just kind of like a funny point in the past. But every time I see Amway products, especially old ones, I just wonder like, hey, my parents' friends could have been selling those for all I know. Like maybe at the party my parents got forced to throw, maybe some of these products were present. I have no idea. Oh, Amway. Shameless Huns. I belong to a Facebook group that is mostly focused on cooking. A lady posted a question about skincare products, asked for suggestions for her problems, and specifically said, "No MLMs, please." Immediately, she got responses, mostly about MLMs. Ronan Fields, Arbonne, Lime Life, Mary Kay, Beauty Counter. One hun was even talking about how you should wash your face with a Norwex cloth. So of course, I called them all out. A beauty counter hun had the nerve to say back to me that beauty counter has brick and mortar stores. Clicked on her profile and guess what? She sells it, of course. I feel bad for the poor woman who asked a question in good faith and is probably going to get 50 DMs now, even though she stated it's a no. Yeah, this seems to be one of the unfortunate kind of permanent side effects of social media, I think. They're going to find their way into these groups, even though they're definitely labeled like, here we talk about cooking, and or someone says no MLMs. They're still going to find a way to get in there because there's always going to be the hun that thinks that her product, even if it is an MLM, is different, or her company, even though it is an MLM, is different, and therefore they're going to try to change your mind. Plus, they're desperate for sales. Witnessing the dangers of hun science in the real world. doTERRA. Oh goody. So today I was at my job, I'm a flight attendant, LOL, and I'm talking to my coworker about anxiety that I'm feeling was brought on by the pandemic. She is this super nice middle-aged woman, and she was giving me some tips on what she does to not feel anxious. Things such as drinking lots of water, acupuncture, getting lots of sleep, and working out. You know, perfectly healthy and positive things. Then she goes,
Also, essential oils. I swear by them.
I'm like, no. Without my prying, she tells me she bought them from another gal at work who was helping another coworker with cancer. I asked her how she was helping her. She tells me the woman with cancer was working with them and started to tell them that she wanted to try a more natural approach to her treatment plan. Apparently, this doTERRA hun decided she is a radiologist now and sold her on this snake oil crap. Oh, and she also sold it on the woman telling me the story. I was shook. Then she goes on to tell me all the benefits she's been noticing from using it, like it cured her insomnia, she's lost weight, and whatever else. She swore it was the oil. I nicely said to her it was more than likely the other things she was doing. Anyways, I was about to go full on educate this chick mode, but the captain rang for us to prepare for landing. So I went and sat my sad blank down in my jump seat and thought of how much I hate MLMs and how I had to tell my Reddit peeps this bullshit story later. I am very glad that this person posted this because stuff like this really needs to be exposed. I'm serious. This is the kind of thing that I consider to be potentially dangerous. This is up there, okay? Right in the very middle of the story, we find out that the woman who not only is selling essential oils, she also seems to think that it can actually help with cancer treatment, and I just, Many of you know that my dad has been in treatment for prostate cancer. He's doing very well, by the way. He is on the kind of last year of his hormone therapy, and he is doing much better, and prognosis is great. So we are very grateful for that. Very, very grateful. But that just, it's still though, I mean, using anyone's illness, disease, cancer as a way to sell anything or to try to get somebody to think that you have knowledge on how to deal with cancer treatment. I mean, just because you went to a seminar on how to sell essential oils and you learned about the properties of the basil leaf now and you feel like you have some like wizard powers, that doesn't mean that you are in any way knowledgeable about cancer treatment or what it entails or the different nuances that go on. Every body is different and every person's cancer experience and treatment plan is completely different. And so to suggest any of this is really irresponsible, and honestly it's unethical, and it's very hard for me to read things like this and then say something like, well, you know, maybe the hun really is coming from a good place. Like, because in this situation I don't feel that. This doesn't feel like she came from a good place. I mean, playing with people's lives is not fun. It's not a game, especially over essential oils. Like, get out. LuLaRoe trailer for sale in blank blank. This is a fantastic custom-built trailer. With my full-time job, we just don't have time to travel to events like we used to. 2017 Synergy, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so basically it's a fancy, fancy trailer. It's got 2 dressing rooms. It's got drawers for leggings. Sorry. Well, thank goodness there are drawers for leggings. Can you put anything else in those drawers? Are they just for leggings? I'm just asking. Small desk area and back to check out or hold stuff. No vinyl wrapping on the outside. just under $12,000. I mean, if you were like a super crafter and you wanted like the coolest she shed ever, I suppose this would be really neat. You could take it and renovate it. And in fact, the comments below on this Reddit post actually suggested that. There were a few of them that were like, you know, I'd take that and do my crafts in there. And I get it. That's a great little crafting space. Oh my gosh, it's just, I feel like all these LuLaRoe Huns, we're always seeing them just constantly lose money, and they're always on here trying to get rid of something like an entire boutique's worth of clothing items or an entire trailer they bought to fill with said clothing items. Oh God, it's always just such big numbers, you know, like the money they spend, huge numbers. Okay, here we have a coffee hun who is selling her coffee product that she used to lose 2 pounds. My God, she deserves an award. I must say so myself. And then you may notice that her upline comments anonymously, she looks unreal, because, you know, the best way to trick people into joining your MLM is to make it look like that there are other people interested. That's not deceptive at all. Does it still have illegal substances in it? Because if not, I'm not interested. Lol. That was the OP, by the way. Guys, I'm mad. I'm really mad. First off, I want to start by saying, yes, I love Monet and I'm still a part of it. Mostly for the discount, because I love the shampoo. I've put it out there and I rarely post about it anymore. Not a plug, I just needed it to be addressed before I say what I'm about to say. Your MLM is not a cure to infertility. I just got the grossest message from a girl I used to be pretty close with who is claiming to have the cure to my infertility. Plexus. Not only is that wrong, it's rude and ignorant, and it's looking for vulnerable, desperate people to profit off of. Now, you might be thinking, this girl's heart's in the right place, and maybe she was just trying to help. This chick was claiming to have been doing lots of research on infertility. Then why didn't you suggest some vitamins you read about, or maybe the Mediterranean diet? No, you offered me something that would put money in your pocket. You were saying the reproductive endocrinologist that we pay tens of thousands of dollars to potentially have a baby doesn't know that the cure is Plexus. But you're here to be my savior and hero while also getting some extra money for it? Absolutely shameful and disgusting. MLMs need to stop this behavior. You're a human, but you sound like a bot. Where is your soul? Edit. I know so many women in MLMs who do it beautifully, and that's fine. I respect that so much. But legally, according to the FTC, you can't claim that it will cure or help any medical condition. Now, my first instinct is I want to go off on how she shouldn't be a part of Monet, blah, 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 because we all know that's true. But that's not the point of this. The point is that, you know, she's right. Everything she said is right. Besides maybe thinking that Monet is great, but whatever, that's debatable. So, but I mean, what she's saying is not debatable. The fact that it was shameful and disgusting for this hun to even try to approach her, right? Like, it's like I said previously, trying to approach somebody and saying that you can cure anything with your oils, cure their cancer, their infertility, with your plexus. You know, it's just, it's horrible and it's wrong. And if you're somebody who is out there who happens to be listening to this for some reason, and you are thinking that you might be trying to sell something to somebody who is trying to have a baby and you're part of an MLM, just don't do it, baby. Just don't do it. I'm telling you, it is not a good look. Your uplines are telling you it's going to work. Your uplines are going to tell you that you're being some sort of hero here. You're really just, you're giving families. You're just like, you're just an angel, when in reality you're actually acting like a monster. And that's the truth. It's pretty monstrous. I don't care if you like Monet shampoo or not, you don't deserve this. And before anyone starts to think anything positive about Monet, here's a picture of exactly where Monet deserves to be, which is in someone's trash. So that's awesome. Ugh, Miller Lite, that makes me think of college. Oof.
All right, Foxtrotters, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked that video, please hit that like button down below. If you have any good comments or suggestions, please leave it down below as well. I love what you guys have to say, and I love interacting with you all. If you've not already, hit that subscribe button and become a Foxtrotter. Come join the den. Den Mother would love to have you. And special shout out to all my patrons. You guys are fantastic people. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope the rest of your day goes smoothly. I think I'm posting this, it should be Monday or Tuesday when you are hearing this, something like that. Either way, I hope you guys are doing well, and as always, folks, until that next video, take care.
The animal featured in today's video was sent over by Language is Hard. Yes, it is. I agree. My family has always adopted from a shelter. My family has 4 pets that we have rescued. The first is our yellow Labrador named Luke. The shelter had a litter of puppies who all had names, and we chose him because my dad had a dog named Luke when he was younger. Next came our orange cat, Louie. He is my mom's baby and loves her so much. She was walking around at the Humane Society and he looked at her and started meowing. Once she held him, he snuggled with her and she knew she had to get him. Then came the white cat. He is a Turkish van and his name is Fluff Nugget. My parents were going to the shelter to look around and I kind of jokingly told them to bring me home a white fluffy cat. The poor baby had been returned to the shelter 3 times. We don't know why, because he is very sweet. Okay, it might be because he will sing you the songs of his people all night long, but that didn't bother us. That sounds like my cat. Fluff Nugget, Luke, and Louie are all currently living with my mom after I moved out of the country. I live in South Korea and my husband and I decided to get a cat. Sadly, Korea still has a ton of pet shops and it just breaks my heart. I insisted we go to a shelter. The shelter had a litter of 5-day-old kittens with no mother. We hadn't planned on adopting a young kitten, but knew that if they weren't adopted soon, they were not going to make it. So we got our little boy who we had to bottle feed. But now he is almost 2 months old and he is super playful and loves to give us snuggles. His name is Muke. Okay, thanks for putting the pronunciation there. Muke, that's really cute. I'm going to get him another kitty friend soon. Thank you for reading. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. What a wonderful story. And I love that you're into rescuing. That is always, without a doubt, my favorite. You guys already know. Thank you so much for sharing. Language is Hard. I really appreciate this story, and all of your animals are lucky to have you in your family. And if you're looking to get a new member of your family, I definitely recommend to adopt and not shop. Check out your local shelters, your local Humane Society, donate if you can, volunteer if you can, foster if you can, and don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. And if you want to see a photo of your pets here, then go ahead and send it to my email, which is in my channel description, and you will see your pets here eventually.